Hello, everybody. Welcome to HC1377, the American Theology in the 20th Century. I'm thrilled to have your cohort in class again this semester. We are taking on a very, very different topic than we did in the spring, but I think you're really going to enjoy this class, and I think you're going to like the content a lot. Since you all know me and had me in class last semester, I'm going to skip over the particulars about myself, but always, if you want to know anything, let me know. So in this video, I'm going to go over some basics about the class, books, syllabus, expectations, and I'm going to start with a little discussion about like what exactly is this class. If you notice, it has a history designation in the catalog, an HC, but it has theology in the name. And really in this class, we are dealing with both history and theology. All right. The course description reads, it's a study of religious thinkers in American culture and society, especially during the tumultuous period between 1935 and 1970. Special attention is given to the critical examination of the liberal tradition in American politics and religious thought. Okay, so at its core, this history class is kind of a history of thought class. All right, we will be exploring how society and theology influence each other throughout this very, very eventful 20th century. Okay, and we're going to look at this all through a historical lens. I'm a historian. I can't stop being a historian even when I deal with theology. All right. Now, you have probably noticed that at Luther, theology and history are one department. This is because there is always significant overlap. And this course is truly like a blending of the two fields, all right? I'm a historian, with the exception of Dorothy Day's The Long Loneliness, which really falls more into memoir. All of your books are works of theology. Okay, so in this class, you will be reading works of theology while exploring the historical context, all right? Culture influences theology, and theology influences culture. All right, here we are on the Moodle page. It's just about done. By the time you watch this video, I'm sure it will be done. So I've got the syllabus up on the top. Let's talk about a few things. I'm not going to read you the whole syllabus. Neither of us needs to do that right now. But I do want to highlight a few things for you. All right, so the class runs through June 21st through August 20th. As you know, this technically is an asynchronous class, though I do have a component, which I'll talk about, where we can come together for discussion. Here's all my information. I am doing office hours from 9 to 9:30 on Zoom on Tuesdays, and I will post a link to those office hours on the Moodle page. And I'm always happy to meet by appointment if that time does not work. All right. Course description, here's outcomes. We can see what are we trying to accomplish in this class. By the end of this class, I would like you to be able to interpret 20th century theological works within their historical context, okay? I would like you to be able to describe, explain, and discuss key figures, events, and ideas within this time period. And then be able to apply new historical and theological understandings to your own life. And of course, we will also be engaging with primary and secondary sources because this is also a history class. Okay, your textbooks. Now, I don't care what version you buy, all right? The first couple I have up, those are their original publication date. Like The Long Loneliness by Day, Moral Man, Immoral Society by Niebuhr. There are so many different printings of these. Any printing is fine. Whatever you find cheapest, go ahead, get, okay? The Heschel piece, I think there is only one edition of that, okay? 2011. It is part of a series. This is a different work than your other ones in that it's like a compilation piece. His daughter went through it and took aspects of his writings, curated them, kind of under topics, okay? Again, with the Cone and the Ruther, whatever version you find is okay. And then I've got a couple articles on e-reserves. Those are already on the Moodle page, so you should be able to find those kind of at the top of the Moodle page, okay? Class format. The class is fully online, but I will be hosting this discussion section every Friday, okay? Attendance is not required at this, but I do encourage you to come to discuss topics and course content, and it can be a little bit more casual too. We can relate it to ministry. It's just really a time for us to connect and discuss the materials, okay? The rest of this, kind of the academic honesty, the ADA compliance, this is standard. You know, read over it when you have time. Course evaluation. You're going to have one final project, which I'm going to talk about in a second. And then we're also going to have some weekly discussion times, though they are not weekly. There's only 6 over the semester. So your big project for the semester, okay, I created this assignment last year when everything was going downhill and the library was closed and students didn't have access to sources, all right? So essentially what it is, you are going to take one of your textbooks, one of the 5, all right, and write about it. I've got 4 different areas where I want you to engage in this, all right? You can do this entirely remotely, okay? You need your textbook and like the ATLA database. Now, things are improving. At this point, we don't know if the library is going to be open or not, so I'm keeping this assignment as it is. But I do want to tell you that if you have access to the library and if you want to do some sort of bigger research project, let me know. I can work with you on that. I just don't want to bind everybody to that when I don't know what resource access you're going to have, okay? So we can talk more about that in person once we actually get going, but I just want you to be aware of that. And then for your online discussions, basically you are going to write 250 words and post it online after you finish each of the writings, and then just one kind of concluding thought at the end of the semester. The format is the same as in 305 History 1, essentially, except for I do want you to write on all of these. There's something about being able to kind of like articulate your thoughts on paper that I'd like you to be able to do for each of these books. And then, of course, we'll have discussion time weekly if you are able to come. But the whole like post by midnight on Wednesday response, all that's the same as in History 1. So yes, if you have any questions on that, let me know, but it should be familiar to you at this point. And then after that, I have our schedule when you can look ahead and see kind of what we're going to cover. We are together for 9 weeks. And I have it all laid out very, very clearly on the syllabus. Your discussion questions, everything should be pretty clear. But obviously, if you have questions, if anything seems confusing, please do not hesitate to reach out to me, okay? All right, I think we're good on all the syllabus stuff. Read over it when you have some time, and if you have questions, please let me know. All right, otherwise, I'm excited to get started on this class with you, and I will see you in person on Friday. Thank you very much.